All right, go.
Alright.
We live.
Yep.
All right. What's up, everyone? Hope another match review. We're through 0-0 with Goodison Park. Take what you want from it. I think we were just right, nothing great, but the fact that he's taken one training session, I'll take a draw. Situation we're in, got a lot of work to do. I've got to catch up to them top four places. Yeah, Josh, what do you think of that? No.
Um, I think with how the game went, I think it was a decent point. I mean, both teams are of similar caliber. They've had similar seasons, so I was expecting today to be a draw. Really, I think improvement today. I did see something that we haven't seen in a couple of years, where we actually hanged on to a lead and we fought more in the game and we showed a lot more character,
Yeah,
especially defensively. Like I think we had. I'll go on with the play ratings and I'll describe who I thought played well. But I think defensively we're really good. But again, stuff I already know. Like I think the negative stuff we already knew. Like we need a great midfielder so badly.
mm,
I think because today we just lacked that like quality in the final third, and to be fair, Everton lacked that as well. Um, to nick the goal, we nearly scored at the end with Lo Celso.
mm,
But if I think on the complexion of the game, I think Conte said it after. If you watch his press conference, he said um, a point is good because we had to start with something today.
mm.
We had to start with something to build on. And I think if you actually look at our games now, we can build confidence because we've got a good run of fixtures.
Yeah,
I think until Liverpool, but we've got Brighton before, which I think is going to be a tough game, seeing how good they are been this
yeah.
season.
I think we've got. Let's get the
Um,
fixture time of the West Ham game. Got Leeds, Burnley, Brentford, Norwich, Brighton.
yeah,
Those are five very winnable games. If we get 15 out of 15, I think we can get back near the top four places because West Ham have got City and Chelsea then 4 games. But yeah, anyways, back to you saying about the whole creative midfielder. Lucas is not a creative midfielder. We know that. We haven't had a shot on target since the 44th minute of the West Ham. So that's over
so
two and a half
that's
hours.
nearly a month ago. Yeah,
That's over 2 hours football without a shot on target. And think about it, we've got players like Son and Lucas is not a creative midfielder. Um, I guess we were a bit more creative when the Celtics came on, but the Celtics are good enough. We know that. Apart from that shot, yeah, but that means nothing if it doesn't go in. But in terms of box to box midfielders, um, I heard Frank Kessie mix of coming to Spurs. Would you like him?
yeah. I've watched him a couple of times in the Champions League this year. I think he's a good player, but I've seen another player as well, Weston McKennie,
Yeah,
from Juventus. Apparently, we were interested in him in the summer as well. Seems like Juventus want to sell him for about 20 to 30 million, and Conte really likes the player. So yeah, but I was gonna ask you, like, if we when we get a box to box midfielder, who do you reckon Conte is gonna take out between Højbjerg and Skip? Because it's very tough because I think they both bring different qualities into the team. But I
I,
mean, for me, I think from who's performing better from the last two games, I go with Skip.
I think he'll take out Skip because Højbjerg's more of a leader.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing with Skip is he's playing really, really well right now, and I
Yeah,
think in that defensive role, you can kind of give the box to box more creative freedom
mm.
in that role. And I think we're gonna. I think if I'm not wrong, he got his fifth yellow card today, so that means he's not gonna actually play
Yeah,
against Leeds.
he can't play
Yeah.
against it.
So we're gonna have to. I think Leeds is a winnable game with or without Skip. I think it's winnable. They have upturned their form, but I think we saw it under Mourinho. When you play counter-attacking football against them, they struggle because of how much space they leave
Yeah.
behind. So I think we can beat Leeds quite
Mm.
comfortably.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Although we
I
were
think
poor going, we really scored. Like we had a couple moments in the first half. I'm talking about a couple moments in the first half. When we get to the edge of the box and we mess it up, the final pass. I think that's what was wrong with our attack today because because in the first half, some of our passes of play were really good until
yeah,
it got to the edge of the box. I mean that regular shot at the end of the first half. My word, it just proves like he's never.
he panics. That's the thing with
He
regular.
panics. He panics. He's basically Bergwijn with a fit girlfriend. Just gets he basically shits in the box.
Bergwijn not a winger, but with a fit girlfriend.
Yeah.
I don't know
um,
how he can have a fit girlfriend and he can't finish. I just don't know how that works. But
that's mad. But yeah. But in the second half, I thought we were better. But once again, it was just the final third. We lacked quality,
yeah, and
which
I
was a
think
shame.
as well, it's like I know people said, "Oh, why doesn't he play Ndombele? Why doesn't he play Lo Celso?" But like, I nearly signed into that bloody manager, the meme, where he changed his voice. But I think why doesn't he play them two? Because they I just they don't fit Conte's system. Maybe you could play Lo Celso, but let's be real, Lo Celso is just fucking dire as a central midfielder, just an
Yeah.
Argentinian small version. Like he's not that good. Like
I think
he only shows up for Argentina. Like
I think
literally.
the comparison between him and Ndombele is a better player, but Lo Celso is a more creative player. So it's kind of a difficult decision. Like, who do you bring on at 0-0? Like, Ndombele's got skills.
I
He
think
can
in
run.
Conte's system you bring on Lo Celso.
Yeah,
That's it.
but Lo Celso's not good enough. I mean, he's decent, but he's not a 50 mil player.
Yeah.
Or, or, or yeah,
He's like he's only really given us like 20 mil of that 50. Really.
yeah, um, yeah. But I'd say Frank Kessie's the best option. Was
Yeah.
I guess most like,
They both have different qualities, Frank Kessie and Weston McKennie. I think who we
yeah,
mentioned. These are the main two we've been linked with. I think they both bring different qualities. If I'm saying for me, I'd say Frank Kessie we should buy because he's in his last year of his contract.
yeah,
And I think Gateman on free would be an absolute bargain. I think Weston McKennie brings goals, but I don't know creative wise. His assists and his chances created, big chances,
yeah.
aren't great. Like Frank Kessie has done that, and I think
I
Kessie
think
can
last
get into any team.
I think
In the
last
league.
season, if you compare the two, McKennie hasn't been great. I'm not going to lie, but yeah, but anyways, what that being said, let's move on to the play ratings. Starting off with Lloris, I don't think he had much to do really. I mean, Everton had like 2 weak shots on target. It was a
Yeah.
pretty much a
I
cagey
mean,
game, as I expected at
we
Goodison
haven't
Park.
talked
It's
about
never going to be easy.
yeah, we haven't
So
talked
I'll give
about
Lloris a 6 out of 10. What would you say?
yeah. I mean, if that penalty had stood, we'd be shouting at him for how we played today. But I think he dealt with everything quite right. So I'd probably give him the same. I think he never really had anything wrong when he was called into action. Like some of the long balls over the top, he did come and he did well to get them over. So I'd probably give him a
Mm.
6 as well. But yeah, I think a 6 because I don't think he had anything to do really.
Yeah, on to Emerson Royale.
I think
In my
Emerson's good
opinion,
today.
he was one of our better players again. I'm really starting to believe well in him. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. I thought going forward he wasn't as good compared to when was our last game? Vitesse, was it? I think he was a bit
Yeah.
better going forward against Vitesse, but I think that's because it was more of an open game. But yeah, Emerson 7 out of 10 didn't do anything wrong. I thought defensively he was solid. Made a couple of crucial interceptions as well. So what would you give Emerson?
Yeah, I give Emerson a 7 as well. I thought today there were little parts of the game where I thought like people like Aurier would have fucked up.
Yeah,
Like sometimes you just whack the ball away and you're like, yeah, just fucking do that. So like it stops him from attacking.
yeah,
And I thought he dealt really well with Demarai Gray today. Like probably
yeah,
one of Everton's best players today, and I think their most influential player, who started today. I think he was definitely he dealt with him really well, and I think I can't believe Tomiyasu has the cheek to say he apparently rejected us when
no,
like yeah I know clearly because we fucking rejected you because we wanted Emerson instead.
we literally
Um,
didn't.
and I'm happy because Emerson is shown to be a better player than Tomiyasu. It's just certain Arsenal fans will tell you that we're going to win the league with Tomiyasu at right back um, because they're not a banner club because they're winning against Watford with fucking fat Danny Rose in defence. But you know,
I mean, well, I mean, to be fair, Arsenal, yeah, they
they've
didn't
been
have
good,
the
but
player
like I
rating, so
think
let's forget about
yeah they've been good, but Tomiyasu isn't like amazing. I think we've got a better right back in Emerson. But yeah, I'd probably give him.
he is good.
He's good, but I'd rather have Emerson. But yeah, I'd say Emerson is. I'd give him a 7.5. I don't. Like you said, I think he should have done better with the chance he had near the beginning of the game. I don't know what he tried to do with that header.
Yeah.
I think it was. all right. I think defensively he just was really good. I just think attacking wise he could have maybe given us the edge in that game, which is what I think
Mm.
Emerson has shown this year. He's not the best attacking wise, but I think under a manager like Conte in a right wing back system, he'll demand that from Emerson. So I think Emerson will get better than that. Plus he has time. He's like 22, 23, so he has a lot of time for a defender that's very young. So I'll give him today 7.5.
Yeah. Right, anyways, moving on to Eric Dyer, first of the three centre backs. I thought we had a pretty decent game today. Once again,
Yeah.
didn't make errors. Much better compared to the Vitesse game where he kind of was very stoppy for the first Vitesse goal from the corner, not picking up his man properly. But I'll give him a 7 as well. I thought he was pretty good today, pretty commanding.
Yeah, I thought all three of the centre backs were really good today. I think
Mm.
we put in a really solid performance defensively. Which I mean, the defense this year has actually been our strongest point. I
Yeah,
think we've looked really good in defence in certain games, like Aston Villa, Newcastle. Even though we conceded two, we looked quite solid. I know it's Newcastle, but still. But I think Conte will help this defence. And like I said, Eric Dyer was really good today. I think there were parts in the games with Richarlison near the end where I thought just wipe the fuck out of him. Um,
yeah,
and sometimes you let him go. Maybe with two centre backs, he might cost us a goal. But I think out of the three, he was the worst. But I think they were all quite good today. So
mm,
I give Dyer a 7. But I think out of all of the three centre backs, Dyer would be the first one I get rid of because I just don't think he's
yeah.
good
All right.
enough. But
Moving on to Christian Romero. I'll give him probably a 7 as well. I'd say he was as good as Dyer. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
I love him to
I, th-
bits.
I like Romero a lot. I think he's a really good player. He seemed to have upped the standards of our defence a lot this year. And I think maybe I'll give him higher because he shouted in Richarlison's face and showed him to fuck off, which is quite funny. Um, because he doesn't need that, doesn't he? But yeah, I think Romero I give a 7 as well. I think he was decent today. Um, I think there were times in the game where I think he made some really good clearances. Um, I don't think it was a better performance from Vitesse. I don't think he was all right against Vitesse, but there was stuff like today. He done stupid things like he made challenges he
Yeah,
didn't really need to make, and it's like he'll improve that in his game.
yeah. I was about to say
That's
that
going to
about.
come.
I was about to say that about Romero. Like he's a really good defender, but he does have a screw loose. But he is still young, and he will learn that with experience. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'll give him a 7. What would you give him?
yeah, 7 as well.
7. All
I'll
right.
give him a 7.
I'm moving on to the first centre back, Ben Davis. I'm giving him a 6.5. I thought we had a good game,
Oh,
but the reason I'm putting him lower down is because he made a few stupid challenges in both halves. Stupid
I
challenges
don't.
in it
Do you
wasn't
know
neat.
what? There was time. I think that's harsh on Ben Davis. I think he was the best out of all the three. I thought Ben Davis was actually good today. Like I saw, yeah, I agree with you. He made stupid challenges, but there were times in that second half where he made challenges that actually stopped the goals. Like I think Richarlison was in and he literally blocked them off. And there was a couple of times from like a corner, I think he stopped the player from basically getting a free header. I think it was actually Richarlison, and he
Yeah,
did well commanding and basically marking Richarlison. I think all three of them did well, but I thought Davis on that left hand side, he dealt with Coleman quite well, and who was the other guy playing the right hand side? Oh, Anthony Gordon. I think he did well
go.
against them. They're not the best players. He's kind of been shit now, but still alright. I think Gordon shown promise, but I don't know. But yeah, I think Davis overall did well, especially against Richarlison today.
Yeah, what would you give him?
I give him a 7.5. I give him.
All right. Okay, moving on to break it on. I'm just gonna get this over with 5 out of 10.
You know
Uh,
what?
yeah, to
I'm gonna
stink.
say yeah. I don't think Reguilon was our worst player today, but I don't think he was our bet. Like I still think he was abysmal. I don't.
He
He
was our worst.
seriously needs to improve.
He
He
was our worst.
wasn't. I'm gonna name a player, and you're gonna be quite surprised because I think he had parts in the game where I thought that's a good delivery, like once or twice, and I think he did more than one certain player did. He had little moments, but that finish was just terrible. Like that would have been such a good goal to get at that time,
Hmm.
like right before the half ended. If you give that to anyone else on our team, even if you give it to fucking Eric Dyer or Ben Davis, they probably score.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, people saying, "Oh, it's a hard chance," but I'm telling you, I think me and you maybe have a better chance of scoring than that. Like, I don't understand how Regulon can have that fit of a girlfriend and can't finish. Like,
Yeah.
it's generally a myth. Like, I really don't know what they get onto in the bedroom, but like,
I'm not giving him because I think Regan, like I'm not giving him five because of that chance. Like defensively, he was poor as well. Like it was
yeah,
poor going.
like there were parts where he like made passes and he slowed us down and he gave it back to them. I'm like, what the fuck did you just do that? Which I
Other
mean,
parts, I mean, a couple.
all of the players that played bad today kind of did that, but I think he just, if let's say we were less solid, we probably conceded way more goals. Like there were times where his positioning was poor as well. So I'd say I'm gonna give Regulon the same. I'll give Regulon a five.
Okay. Moving on to the midfield. Start off with Højbjerg, Given.
I think there was times where he made silly fouls where he didn't need to. Like
Yeah.
I think there was one right at the beginning of the game that Michael Keane nearly scored from. Um, that
Oh yeah.
he basically clipped the guy and he was like, "Why did you just do that?" But there were times in that game. I don't think today was his best game, but like we say, Everton's just his bogey team. He hates playing against Everton. Like
Yeah.
his debut, he was fucking abysmal. The FA Cup game, terrible. Cost us basically winning that game. So yeah, I think today wasn't his best game, but I think this season Højbjerg has been quite good. I think he's definitely been up. Well, I'd say he's just been better than Skip. I think he's a leader, and I'd probably keep him in the team for the long run. I think he's one of the 5 or 4 players that actually I would keep if we want to challenge the top 4. Um, but yeah, today wasn't his best game though, and I think there were times as well, and he was a main part of it, where when we broke out from the counter attack, his passing was a little bit slow, or he didn't think like enough, and then he made stupid passes, and then we lost the ball again. Um, but yeah, I'd probably give him because I think he was better than Regulon, so I'd probably give him a 5.5.
Yeah. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Made some stupid fouls, but Højbjerg's been poor this season. I'll still keep him for the long run, but he hasn't been.
I don't think he's been that poor this year.
No, he has been poor. He's been poor he's been poor in a variety of games. I'll keep him though. He's a leader, like you said. So 6 out of 10. Moving on to Ollie Skip, my man of the match today. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. Superb.
Same, yeah. I think Skip, like the commentator says, he makes things look easy. Like we have generally got like a gem on our hands. Like we've got a midfield maestro who can play there at the club for like to 10, 15 years. Like he is that good of a player. Like defensively, like we lacked this type of player last year, like a defensive mid, and I think that's why one of the reasons why we've actually got better defensively, because I think we've got 2 midfielders now who can actually be good defensive positioning, and I think we saw that today. I think that's why Conte picks both of them, because we saw in the Nuno when we played the 4-3-3 and we played one DM, we literally used to fucking get anally ripped when we used to like leave the ball. Teams that counter attacked us used to destroy us because we couldn't win the ball back quick enough because we only had one DM, and then we'd have the 2 other players just nowhere, like
Yeah.
more up. So and then we saw that in the North London derby, like we got just destroyed on the counter attack in
Yeah.
those first 30 minutes, and I think Skip coming in has helped us a lot. We've become a lot more solid with Skip, and I think he will. I think he has to stay. I think he could even start. To be honest, I think he starts over Højbjerg when we bring that box to box in, because I think
Yeah.
he'll give them a freer role. And I think, like you said, Højbjerg's been good this year, but he's had variety games where you could say he's been poor there as well. So I'd probably, yeah, I would agree. Skip was our best player today. So I'd probably give him a 8 as well.
Alright. Lucas Moura, he was poor.
I think Lucas was our worst player today.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'll give him a 5.5 out of 10.
And I was saying as well with Mora and Regulon, like Regulon had moments where okay, you could say that's a good cross. He's done well there, but Mora had nothing. I think every time Mora got on the ball, he was just a weak link in that attack. Like there was a point in the first half where we could have been through if he passes to Son, and he decides to dribble in the box and then he gets blocked the shot.
Yeah.
And he does that all the time, and I'm like, just pass the fucking ball. Like, you don't have to like play around with it. And it's like, today he gave the ball away a lot. In the first 20 minutes, there was times where he could have broken out. And he makes shit passes.
It's because
it goes back.
it's because he can't pass. He's not a player. And I've always said that Lucas is better suited on the wing because he's skillful, he's quick. He can't pass. He's not a creative player. He's wasted in that cam spot.
Look, I think Cam, he doesn't play Cam, does he?
We played central today, didn't he?
No, he played right wing today. Or he played with Son Kane. No, because what they did was we just sat back and then we played that front through.
Hey, but when we were going full, Luke was trying to make things happen through the middle every time.
Yeah, but I mean, you say he's wasted in the middle. I mean, with Mourinho in a 3-month spell. Well, it depends how you play, because with Mourinho he was really good as a cam.
Yeah.
But then on the wing he was quite shit. But with Poch on the wing he was actually really good.
Yeah, alright, but I gave him a 5 out.
I gave Ricky on a 5, didn't I? So yeah. I'll probably go more a 4.5.
Alright, okay. Son
did nothing.
Did nothing again.
Nothing. But I don't think, the thing is, people say with him and Kane, they're not doing anything. But they weren't given any service. Maybe Kane was, and maybe you could say, but Kane, Son was given no service today. Like, I can't really remember when he got on the ball. Like, I can't remember when he really did anything wrong, because he didn't have service. Son must have. I think out of everyone, probably Lloris probably had. I reckon Son had less touches than everyone else except from Lloris, because I just can't remember where he got on the ball and he did something.
Yeah.
Like, he just got no service, and I think parts of that happened with Nuno. I think there were games where he played well, but I don't know. I think Son's been off form ever since probably Newcastle.
Yeah.
He's been quite off form, and I think Kane obviously has been off form for longer. But I think if those two really need to step up, because they've been poor in the league for quite a while, and I think with Conte they're going to be so pivotal, because they're going to give us that attacking edge.
Yeah.
And it's weird because we've not been that great of an attacking team, and I don't necessarily think it's both their fault. I think partly it's to blame, but I don't think they're the biggest reason. I think it's more because of our midfield, and we can't really make good enough chances for them. So I'd probably give Son. I'll probably give Son a 5.5.
Yeah, I'll give him a 5 out as well. Moving on to Kane. Did he even play?
No, I think that's an unfair assessment. I think he had moments in the games where I thought he was nice, but then players fuck it up around him. Like, there was the cross to Reguilon. That was actually a really good cross. And I think there were moments where he did well, but he just didn't get service again. And, like, the thing is, and I kind of saw it, he doesn't try as hard, right, with Nuno. Like, you could tell he wasn't trying hard, because there were points where you think, how the fuck have you missed that? How you done this? How you done this? But with today, I don't really see that. Like, he was trying, and I think what Conte's done is told him to basically push forward more and stay more central. And I don't think that's a bad idea, but you have to have someone in the middle to create chances for him. Because Kane is good coming back and he can create a lot. And that's why last season it kind of hindered over our goals.
Yeah.
Because he was basically everything. He was the creating midfielder and the striker for us. So I don't think he was as bad as Son and Reguilon and Mora, but I don't think he really did anything today.
Yeah.
So I'll give Kane a 6.
You'll give him 5.5. Both did nothing, but yeah, that's your player ratings. So who we got next? Leeds got international break now. Wait,
might do one of the England games again.
Might do, yeah. But it depends who we're playing. If we're playing
San Marino. Well, to be fair, there'll probably be a lot of goals in that game.
But who are we playing?
We're playing Albania and San Marino.
We're playing San Marino? Okay, fine. Let's do San Marino. If it's on...
Yeah. I think if we win that game, we qualify. So or the Albania. I can't remember. But we've qualified anyway, but like just for bets in it. So
Yeah, right.
yeah,
All right,
I
people.
think
That's the match review player ratings for Everton. Uh, I mean, it's a point to start. I'll take it, but West Ham beat Liverpool. That's the reason why I'm kind of pissed off at the moment. Um, but yeah, we moving it. Leeds at home. I think I'll be okay. No watch long, so you can suck along with them. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. And doing it.